Progressive documents of any constitutions in the world. Its normative framework, its values, its principles, its sections provide us with a philosophy to make Kenya a great country. But Kenya will only become a great country if the choices that are made on March the 4th stand for the rule of law, reject impunity, support the independence of the institutions of government that are meant to realize the rights of all Kenyans. If Kenyans elect a government that is willing, that is able, and that is eager to implement that constitution, our country will become a great nation. Now, I want to make some specific statements on some issues of importance that have taken place over the past 24 hours. First, I want to say that the Kenya Human Rights Commission rejects in its totality the decision that was handed down by the High Court yesterday based on Chapter 6. In our view, the court got it wrong on the law and got it wrong on the facts. And we think that that decision cannibalized the Constitution. It is Law 101 that if a judicial tribunal decides that it has no jurisdiction to adjudicate a matter or to hear a question that's been put before it, then that tribunal must lay down its tools and not deal with that issue any further. You all noticed that the High Court said that it had no jurisdiction to decide on the matters before it, and that that matter was going to be left exclusively to the Supreme Court. But yet the High Court proceeded to determine matters of substance relating to the petition that was before it. In our view, that is a miscarriage of justice. It is a travesty. And so therefore, I just want to say that we completely oppose that opinion of the High Court. Secondly, we think it's unacceptable that the High Court provided or gave costs to the respondents in that particular case, asking the petitioners to bear the costs of that petition. We think that creates a barrier to Kenyans who would otherwise be able to challenge matters that impinge on basic human rights. And in the coming days, we are going to weigh our options as a commission, together with our partners who joined us in lodging that particular case, to decide how to go forward. I just want to say that the Kenya Human Rights Commission is an independent, non-partisan human rights organization. We do not endorse or support any candidate to political office at any level. We do not endorse any party or alliance of parties at any level. However, we want to make it clear that We stand for the rule of law. And we reject impunity. And so in our view, we find it unacceptable, completely unacceptable, that anyone who has offered themselves for public office and who has been accused of gross human rights violations, of economic crimes, at whatever level of office they seek to contest for, at the county level or at the national level, anyone who has been credibly accused of gross human rights violations, of economic crimes, and in particular of crimes against humanity at the International Criminal Court, that person must be ineligible to run for office. Whether that office is the office of the president, office of the deputy president, or a councillor at lower levels. I want to make it clear that the persons who have been accused at The Hague are not suspects. They are indictees. There is a difference between a suspect and an indictee. You are indicted once the courts have decided that there is probable cause for you to be indicted because it is likely that the crimes for which you are indicted were committed by you. A suspect is someone who has not been indicted. An indictee is a person for whom evidence has been adduced by a court of law and has been found to be credible, linking that person to the crimes for which they are accused. That is why we think that individuals who have been indicted for those offenses, the crimes against humanity, should not offer themselves to public office. And furthermore, that is why we find that the court, by punting the ball to the Supreme Court, but yet ruling on those issues, engaged in a miscarriage of justice. I just want to say that irrespective of whoever will be elected president and deputy president on March the 4th, the Kenya Human Rights Commission will take every step to make sure that those who are elected abide by the Constitution. And if we believe that those who are elected were not supposed to have been elected because they have integrity issues, we shall immediately commence proceedings in court to bar them from holding public office.